Hey Taurus, welcome to your yearly forecast for 2019. Man, we are coming into a new year. I'm using the SASURAIBITO Tarot. It's a new deck to me, so I thought new deck for a new year. Why not? Let's see what's going on. This is going to be a general 12-month forecast. If you would like a private forecast just for yourself, I'm having a psychic special for private 12-month forecasts. And I'll have the detail in the comments for that as well if you want to book a private with me. So let's see January for our Taurus friends. February, March. Oops, your March just kind of jumped out. That's what the universe wants you to have for March. April, May. And I'm just going to do 6 cards for now. June, and then your July. And then after I go through these, I'll pull the rest, so I'm not pulling cards for 10 hours at the beginning of the video. 10 of Swords, my dears, coming up into your January. This is heavy energy. So Taurus, you're coming in the gate with heavy energy. But even though this card looks scary, don't freak out and don't tell me, oh, Taurus has the worst luck and Taurus is suffering. Yeah, a lot of Tauruses have been going through a lot of really big awakening right now. But the good news with this card is that that cycle is finally coming to an end. So as much as you might feel like, man, I really want to leave 2018 behind me and I want to come into 2019 with fresh energy, it might be happening that January of 2019... It's kind of completing. So maybe you're not going in through 2019 with all of it, which is good, but something might be wrapping up for you in the first month. So you're technically sort of still having it in the new year, but it's just hopefully in January. We'll see what the other cards have to say. But anytime I've had 10 of Swords come up, it's always been where I'm being freed. I'm being freed from a negative pattern, a negative cycle, something that was trapping me in some way. And so for some of you, it could be that you've been in a very toxic relationship where somebody has been deceiving you and that is ending. There's some betrayal or something that's happening to where you're finally able to let this person go. For some of you, this is ending in addiction. Some of you have been addicted to a substance or to a behavior that maybe you have felt was helping you or getting you through a rough time. And you're seeing that really it's just been helping you or holding you back. And you're finally releasing that addiction. You're finally letting that power over you go. You're coming to an end. So the good news is that this is the end of a cycle so that you can come into the new year with a new cycle. But in January, you might be still tying up those loose ends. Coming into February, my friends, we have 9 of Cups. And this is emotional fulfillment. So as you're letting go of these negative behaviors or negative situations, you're finding yourself again. And you're finding things that are abundant, that are good. One thing I will say is I'm hearing this, even though typically this is not a message that comes up for me in this card. Some people in February might be viewing you as somebody who's being a little bit greedy or a little bit selfish, because you might have this turn of luck coming up where you have all of a sudden you've been suffering for a really long time, you've been struggling, and now coming into February is a new energy, is a better energy, and there's this abundance coming in, right? And you might be really happy and you might be coming up and people are seeing you as, oh, you know, like, oh, our Taurus is starting to come up. And so some of you might feel like you owe them, or some of them might feel like you owe them, or that they were there for you and now you're forgetting them as soon as like the first chance of things getting better goes. So not all of you are really in that energy where you're being selfish or where you're being greedy or where you're forgetting who was there for you. Not everybody is in that energy. But I would just say maybe it's a good time to be thankful for the blessings that are coming in and maybe consider ways in which you can give back where possible, or where you can do good or even make amends in some cases. Your card for March is the Hierophant. And this is truth. This is order. This is tradition. This is doing the right thing. I recently also read, which was a very new way of looking at this card for me. It hadn't occurred to me before, but it kind of blew my mind a little bit, is that this could also be the exchanging of vows, which makes sense because as a religious person here, we could be pretty sure he took some vow of service or some vow to do what he's doing. But somebody also said it could be like vows with another person. So some of you are having to make amends, I feel, and making a promise to do things in a different way. For some of you, this is within yourself. This is a promise that you're making to God, to universe, to higher power, where you're saying, look, I'm going to live my life in a good way, and I'm going to do good with the blessings that are coming my way. I see blessings are coming in, and I have to remember that I'm receiving what I'm receiving from the universe, that it is a gift, and I'm going to do good with it. I'm not going to let it get to my head, and I'm not going to squander it, and I'm not going to do crazy things. For some of you, as you're moving forward in these changes, you're beginning to trust in more traditional beliefs or institutions. Some of you are revisiting the beliefs from your childhood. Some of you are having like a renewed kind of sense of spirituality or religiousness where you're connecting to like some old school belief system that is still ringing true to you in many ways. So some of you also are learning to bring changes without the shock factor. Maybe some of you have been going through a period of where as you've been making changes, you've kind of been rocking the boat a bit, but you're learning how to move forward and to change and to progress without rocking the boat, without shocking, without the shock value, you know? So this is going to be different for different ones of you, but this is really big changes coming into your life to bring in stability, to bring in truth, to bring in honor, to bring in pleasant, secure foundations. Your card for April, Taurus, is Death. This has to do with transformation. People get scared when they see this card, but I have often said anytime in my readings that I've done, readings for myself or readings for others, I have always seen this card come up before a really amazing time period, before just a whole new way of being. And we talked about how you were coming into the new year of ending some toxic cycle for yourself or some bad pattern that was holding you back. So you're ending that cycle, you're having new energy come in, and then coming into April, you're really having this transformation. To me, death may as well be called resurrection, honestly. You're coming into a new life. You're coming into a new person. That old you, you're leaving it behind. Especially as you're making some commitment or some vow to yourself, you're doing things a new way. And that old you, that ego-centered, ego-driven you is gone. You're letting go of it. You're not like you're a different person for the better. May is going to be Four of Pentacles. So as you're coming out of that ego-driven, thing and wanting to do better, right? Going through that transformation, it is going to feel a little bit scary for some of you. Okay, so as you're coming into May, you might feel like, can I trust these blessings that have been coming in? I've made some really big changes. Am I going to regret this later? Are they going to dry up? Am I going to hold on very tightly to every little penny here? Am I going to, keep others away from me? Am I going to keep a distance, or am I going to be clingy? Its energy is going to affect you all in different ways. When Four of Pentacles comes up, it's asking you to relax. Relax. Open up. Trust the universe. Come out of this fear-based lower energy. As you're transforming and as old relationships and situations that are the old you are leaving you, you're going to be in new territory, and that might bring a sense of vulnerability. Take the high road, Taurus. Don't let it make you suspicious. Don't let it make you fearful. Be in the place of trust. Be in the place of trust and openness. Your card for June is Six of Wands. So whatever kind of scary period is happening for you in May, in June, you're breaking through it. Six of Wands is victory. It's victory. It's light at the end of the tunnel. It's recognition. It's being seen. It's positive praise. For some of you, this could be a promotion. For some of you, this could be having your name cleared in a situation. Maybe some of you have been having people say some really mean things about you, and maybe some of it has been true. Maybe some of it's not entirely without, merit. But whatever's happening in June, there's this victory. There's this overcoming that. There's this new energy. There's this like being praised and being seen in a positive way, turning things around, having real control and power over the situation in a way that is making others happy as well, happy for you. So there's some kind of battle that you're overcoming, that you're coming out victorious in June. In July, you have Six of Pentacles. It's very interesting to me that this card so far, for every single one of the readings that I have done, this card has come up. And so I think something is happening in 2019 in the overall energy where a lot of people are experiencing this at different times of the year. But Six of Pentacles for me is a card about balancing out energy. Remember how here we were saying don't hold on too tightly, don't be in that fear, don't be in that stinginess, don't be in that closed offness. Six of Pentacles is really the opposite of that in a good way. It's the even exchange. It's the even give and take. Okay, it's also a card that can come up indicating that one is going to be able to get out of debt. So if you've had stresses financially, you can expect something in July where there is an even flow coming in. You are getting out of debt. You are able to put money away for the future, put money aside for the future, maybe even beginning to get to where you can help others with little donations here and there, either of time or of money. But you're coming into an abundance and coming into financial blessing. So let's see what's happening the second half of the year, guys, for our Taurus friends. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. All right. August, September. Oop. There's your October. There's your November. And there's your December. All right, my dears. So August. The Star. This is long-term plans, long-term abundance. Usually the Star can also be synonymous with being able to have a secured retirement. So Taurus, if some of you have been very worried about what your financial situation will be in your old age, you are setting something up to where you're going to be comfortable. Either some business idea is taking off or branching out, or you're able to take money and to invest in something that's going to be bringing you some kind of retirement income, or all of the above, more than one avenue for some of you. So this is beginning to realize that the worst of you is behind you, and now you can make long-term plans. Star to me is also taking chaos and turning it into beauty. It's creativity. It's seeing through the darkness. It's, being an inspiration to others and all of that good, wonderful stuff. So you're coming into that really great energy here. Coming into that really great energy of just happiness and good vibes and, progress and being an inspiration to others. I think for some of you, you're giving back to the universe by being an inspiration or trying to help other people in some way. Just living a life in a way where you're able to do good and you're able to do good with the blessings that are coming your way. All right. And just stability, long-term stability. The worst of things are behind you. Things are getting better. Your card for September, Taurus, is Three of Wands. And this is branching out. So some of you are coming into an entrepreneur energy where you are letting yourself go forward with some plan. You're taking something to market. You're releasing something. You're promoting something. For some of you, this could be a collaboration where you're doing with somebody else. For some of you, this could be a travel. But your mind is being expanded. For me, Three of Wands is kind of the point of no return. You're releasing something. You're putting something out into the universe, and there's no taking it back. But it's being released to bring you back a positive result. So it's creating something new. It's creating something new and putting it out into the world. And just having faith in yourself. Having faith in yourself, being positive about it, letting it go out there, kind of surrendering it and letting yourself see what happens. But typically 3 of Wands is the mark of really positive changes, abundance, good things that are going to be coming in by you taking a step forward or maybe even taking a chance in some way. Putting yourself out there. Your card for October is the Devil. All right, my dears. So as you're doing good and as you're having this progress, the negative ego will come up and it'll say, who are you joking? Like, who do you think you're kidding? You can't keep this up. You can't be successful. You can't be on the straight and narrow. You can't do good. Like, everybody's waiting for you to mess up. Everybody's waiting for you to fall on your face. Like, there's no way you're going to pull this off. Whatever good has been happening, you just got lucky. Your luck is going to run out and you're going to be right back where you started. So it's this really negative voice that comes up in the head and begins discouraging you from doing good. You got to shake that devil off your back, Taurus. You got to shake that devil off your back. You got to let it know it's a liar. You got to tell it that you're not receiving that message. You're not accepting it, that it's not the truth. And that God, higher self, universe is in charge here. That you are a child of God. That unconditional love and abundance is your birthright. That, you know, at the heart and core and center of yourself is a being of love and of light. And that you are going to walk in that light. And that you are going to be that being of light. So there might be some old tendencies that might come in or creep up and try to discourage you. For some of you, this could be people. This could be people from your past coming up and telling you, who the heck do you think you are right now? Like, you know, whatever, come back to how things were. It could be people trying to pull you back into that lower energy. For some of you, it could be a temptation that's coming up. Like, you're doing well, you're doing the right things, and you might have somebody coming up and, you know, like a darker, lower vibrational soulmate or shadow flame who's coming in and trying to knock you off that path, knock you off of the progress that you're making. You got to kick that sucker to the curb. Don't even entertain that, Taurus. Your card for November is the Emperor. So that's good. That's coming into believing in yourself, not doubting yourself. The Emperor is very strong energy. The Emperor is somebody who's not afraid to be wrong, right? He doesn't believe that he's wrong, but he's not afraid to be wrong. Because the Emperor has tried and failed and fallen on his face. And every time he's gotten up and he's rebuilt. He's started over. He's moved forward and he has built an empire. And he is in charge and he is the ruler of all things in all corners of the earth. So it's coming into that energy of trusting yourself to make the right decisions and being able to see them through. Excuse me here. I gotta take a sip. So the Emperor is in that strong energy. Emperor is in that very strong energy of bringing about changes, bringing about stability and making decisions and not worrying about what other people think about those decisions. Not needing approval or for other people to validate that decision. Emperor doesn't question. Emperor relies on their experience. And so some of you are really coming into that strong energy. Some of you may be dealing with a karmic soulmate who's coming in where you have a very strong chemistry, very strong passion, very strong connection. But it's probably not going to be something that's going to fit into your life where you can, you know, count this as like stability or marriage. So maybe for some of you, the temptation is somebody trying to pull you away from a stable relationship. And you got to realize that whoever's pulling away or trying to pull you away is not going to be able to give you that white picket fence or that stability if that's what you're looking for. But you're having to trust your own power, your own strength, your own will, your own ability to progress, to build and to move on and coming into that personal sense of strength, right? Emperor is not weak. Emperor is not dependent on anybody. So I think some of you are coming out of codependency as well. Your card for December, Taurus, is 7 of Pentacles. That's like working really hard. That's putting a lot of effort into something. So for some of you, as you're putting this effort, you're being encouraged to take a moment and reevaluate the situation and look at how you're doing the work or how you're putting in the energy. Is there a way to work smarter and not harder? Some of you are having to work very hard to break some old temptation. It could be a karmic person coming back from the past, and you're working really hard to break through that that pull. Because I feel whatever you're happening in the beginning of the year, Taurus, you're really making massive progress. And I feel for some of you, those of you especially who are light workers, you are having a lower vibrational past life relationship come up and try to pull you back down. They see how good you're doing. They see how you're really about to elevate and ascend, and they're trying to pull you back down. And you got to come into your strength and into your power and to continue doing the work. And then you can beat this once and for all. You have so many blessings coming your way. Spirit is stepping up and helping you. It's giving you all of the help that you need to beat this old pattern and to be successful and to be happy and to be connected with your higher self, right? All that's left for you to do is to keep doing the work. Keep putting the work in. Don't give up. Don't give up, and ask for your angels and guides and higher power, God, universe, to help you see ways in which you can make this easier on yourself as well. All right, so this is a general 12-month Taurus. You might want to check your moon sign and rising sign videos. That might add more information for you. You may need a private one-on-one. And so what I was thinking of doing is, if you have a goal that you're trying to manifest in 2019, or if you have something you're trying to let go or release, I can even work with you and we can do a little custom one-on-one little affirmation or mantra for you, or homework to do throughout the year to help you accomplish these goals. More than happy to help you do that, because believe me, if anybody knows that process, it is me. I have been through it. I have walked it. And then a 12-month, month-by-month little forecast for you. So I was thinking of doing all that for $40, which is a pretty good deal. So if you check out in the description, I'll have all of the information there. If you want to book privately with me, you can book with me, and we can get started on your goals for 2019. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey. Happy New Year, Taurus.